This is your daily briefing. You're most welcome to it. I'm going to talk to you about Liverpool Football Club simply because there's a breaking article in the Telegraph this morning. I think there are parallels and implications for Tottenham. And if we're going to be talking about investors and have we got our end of the rainbow investor in Ineos, which I believe that we have, where do we go from here? Is there anywhere to go? So let's look at what the Telegraph have here. Headline: Sir Jim Ratcliffe rules himself out of Liverpool buyout, saying Ligue 1 in France offers better value. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos company has ruled itself out of the running to buy Liverpool as the business empire no longer sees value in buying a top Premier League side. Despite a failed bid to buy Chelsea and interest in potential Manchester United sale, the petrochemicals giant says it's now focused on its investment at OGC Nice. Ineos instead believes it can make the Côte d'Azur club a sporting superpower to compete and challenge with Qatari-owned Paris Saint-Germain, senior figures at the company told Telegraph Sport. Our position, I got a quote here, our position has developed since the summer and we're now focusing our efforts in Nice and raising our ambitions for the club to make them into a top tier side in France to compete with PSG. This would represent much better value for our investment than buying one of the top Premier League clubs. Just on a point here, these guys are looking for a doer-upper. And I'm not a property development expert. I'm not a footballer or mathematical wizard in any respect, but I understand profit and loss and I understand making money. And the idea of you having to sink in, people just throw these figures around. Oh, it's 3 billion. If they're worth 3, we're worth 5. That's great. If you're a child or if you have lots of money, you don't know what to do with it, and you come home one day and your mum's popped round for a cuppa and you're all smiles and she says, what have you done? You say, I've bought Tottenham. She goes, oh, you little tinker. That's a scenario I can buy into. But if you take off the lily white tinted glasses, there's an awful lot of work to be done to turn the amount of debt around. And I'll tell you for why. But let's come back to the footballing implications here. The statement of intent for Nice, which has signed several English players in recent months, is intriguing given rumours that Qatar would be looking for a fresh footballing investment after the World Cup. And this is the thing that counts here. There is no indication around whether the nation's rulers would be interested in Liverpool. UEFA rules would prevent them having a majority ownership in the same time as they have PSG due to the likelihood of the clubs facing each other in the Champions League. So this would obviously affect Spurs. It would affect Spurs a lot. And in turn, rule out a vast number of potential buyers. Telegraph go on to make what I believe is a pretty factious point, and I'll explain why. They say here, given Ratcliffe, one of Britain's richest people, is a Manchester United fan, any interest in Liverpool would have been a major surprise. That is really difficult for me to kind of comprehend because, I mean, I might really not like a certain brand of fizzy pop, but if I was an investor, if I could see the monetary benefit to me, I wouldn't hesitate just because I don't like it. Like Dr Pepper, a lot of people don't like Dr Pepper, but if it was making good money, you wouldn't swerve it because it didn't taste nice. I mean, it's just nuts. Ratcliffe had first said in August, however, that his Ineos group would have been interested in the Glazers-owned club should it have come up for sale. Ratcliffe also fell with a late bid for Chelsea when the club was available after sanctions against Roman Abramovich. Now again, the Abramovich sale, that gave the market a discounted product. That was an unusually cheap price. It was an incentivised price. It was being sold by the state. Ratcliffe's comments only serve to kind of reinforce my belief that the idea that Spurs would attract another investor at this stage. I mean, you're talking about second round investment in a company which is going to be in excess of perhaps £3 billion. And there are major obstacles beyond the size of the money. You've got a football club that has rock-solid history of not winning anything, which, again, Chelsea Football Club had something in its DNA, you could argue. There was something in the bricks and mortar that was about winning. There was an expectation in the fan base about winning. Spurs look great on paper, but we don't look great on grass, and that's something you simply cannot overlook. There's also the business with the NFL deal. That's still not been expanded. Yes, I know we've had COVID, but the world is opening up again. And Wembley are still securing games for that particular sport. And the post-pandemic gig market, I don't know if any of you go to see live acts anymore, but that's huge. And you can now book right through to the spring. Spurs don't have anything on their books. If I was looking to invest and to build a brand, build a footballing brand, I've got to say the Côte d'Azur, far more appealing than the Chick King scented streets of N17. No matter how hard the social cleansers have worked, the time to have challenged ENIC was before the investment, before the stadium build. And I got to say, before all the morons in the fan base were wanking themselves into a pink mist over construction videos. If we can draw any conclusions from this business with Ratcliffe, is that people are looking for value. And I'm just going to ask you one question. If you take off, as I say, your lily white tinted glasses, explain to me in less than 1,000 words, because simple good things can be, you can share that idea in just a couple of sentences. Explain the value to me that Tottenham Hotspur Football Club offers. They can't even sell the naming rights. People are failing to see the value. That's it for now. Good luck. Keep it Tottenham.